Greetings, YouTube, as I log in the game for today. I don't know what exactly I'm going to show for this video-wise because although I get sent screenshots now still almost daily at times regarding the not-so-subtle modding, like, I get that Kabam is trying, right? And Lord knows how many accounts, maybe there's thousands, tens of thousands, I don't know. Do you know? Does anybody have any way of knowing how many people are modding their way through this game? I know that a couple years ago, somebody told me that they started an account just for the test to see how long it would take for them to get banned. And they had, explored the Abyss of Legends, and at that point, Acts 1 through the start of 7, and then they got the ban. And that one was actually a permanent ban, which gave me some hope. But then, of course, that is not the trend with all the bans, including so many 7-day bans that did not really do it justice. Well, now Kabam is saying that they are more committed to banning modders than ever before, and that when appropriate, which again, I don't even know what that phrase means, they're going to permanently ban people. And yet, I still, seemingly almost every day, hear from somebody in the community who is not obviously happy with the fact that they fought somebody who ended their Battlegrounds fight in less than 10 seconds. I don't care what champion you use, especially when you're fighting rank 4 6 stars, rank 5 6 stars in rare cage. You're not going to take somebody down in 6 seconds. And so the problem is, let's say hypothetically, let's just give Kabam credit. Let's say hypothetically the people who are modding their way through it, like these accounts, end up by the end of the season getting banned. And let's just say I know it's dangerous. We believe Kabam that they're going to ban them permanently. How does that help the people that they lost to? It's not like what they did a couple years ago in the arena, where they said, hey, we're going to go back and how many people that we banned for modding the arena, we're going to give the people who were at place 100 plus and after their prizes back. Or their next prize, right? That cost some people getting especially the 6-star basic and 6-star featured champ. That was a huge W, at least in my book, for Kabam to do that. But they only did it once. And maybe it was too much work. Maybe they felt like it was not worth their effort, but they never did it again. Even though we know that people still mod heavily in the arena. And I know that their parent company is struggling, lost hundreds of millions of dollars potentially in other games last year, which is why so many shut down. Now, for the record, it seems like MCFC was still the most profitable game of the company, and I'm sure maybe didn't make enough to match all the losses of the other games, hence the shutdowns, but did do quite well. But with that being said, maybe they feel like they can't justify paying extra people to catch modders. But without doing that, it just feels like every time you go into something like Battlegrounds, you are just sort of preparing emotionally yourself to go up against a modder. And I will say this because I just do 3 fights every 2 days, and even if I go 0 for 3, which knock on wood hasn't happened in a while, but even if that happens, and maybe inevitably it will at some point, I will still get at least 1, if not 2, 6-star generic 6-stones. But because of that, I'm not going to ever really make it to Gladiator Circuit, and that's okay. I don't know if I even want to. But regardless, I haven't faced a true modder maybe since Season 1, so I've been pretty lucky. But the people who send me screenshots obviously were the opposite of lucky. And the skepticism remains. What happens if let's say there's 1,000 modders, and before they caught 10 every day, and now they're catching 30. I mean, on paper, it's a 300% increase, or at least it's a 200% increase totaling, 200 more, or 20 more. But if you use percents, this is where what I always tell my students with statistics. If they use percents, if the media uses percents, be skeptical, because they're using percents because they don't want to give you the numbers. Because if they gave you the raw numbers, it wouldn't be very impressive. That might be the case with Kabam right now in Modders. I don't know. Either way, I hear you all. I know I put a video out that said that they're committed to it, but talk is cheap, and I also talked about that in the video, and the talk appears to be cheap still with so many modders hiding in plain sight. And yes, that also means so many legends that really shouldn't be legends. Thanks for the feedback, YouTube. I continue to make these when appropriate, and today certainly was a good catch-up day for all the messages I received behind the scenes.